light being than a physical human. So do you feel that we're transforming in somehow, that the lower is being transmuted or transformed in this process into a like homo luminous, which many people talk about?
We have no choice in that matter. It's already happening. And the reason why it's happening is because our universe is supporting it. The polar shift that we're going through, everything that's happening is supporting that. We are becoming, we're in the hero's journey. We're becoming more and more of ourselves. Whenever you hear anybody say, be who you are, this is what it is. Yeah. It's actually more of who we are. It doesn't mean we're just going to say, oh, I guess I thought that this was who I was and now I'm this, even though that's part of it. But the other part of it is that we're encompassing our spiritual side as well. And I can share with you a little bit. When I just did a ceremony on August 24th, one of the last big ceremonies that Spirit had me do was in Chaco Canyon. And on our way over there, I took 3 wonderful ladies with me because we all represented the fire, earth, water, and air. We were all part of the earth, and we were part of the whole. And so these ladies were with me. We stayed in Cuba on August 23rd, which is when the earthquake happened in Virginia and also in Colorado. I was designed to listen to Spirit. When the time came that I had to do this, it was time. So this was one of the biggest in the last big ceremonies I was doing, and so it was helped to bring the third dimension into the fifth. Okay, so we rented a car, and we stayed in Cuba the night of the 23rd. Well, we were told by Spirit, wake up at 8 o'clock, get yourself on the road, don't eat a lot, blah, 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 blah. You know, they gave us a specific design on ceremony. I've been doing this all my life, and there's always a specific, knowledge you have to do this. So, so we took the car, and we started driving, and of course I was driving, and we went into that road that goes on to Chaco Canyon, bump, 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 and so, but we got in there, and the minute we got into Chaco Canyon itself, and I started to see all of the pueblos and the kivas and the fact that the history and the knowledge there, if anybody goes there and doesn't have a clue, they say, yeah, whatever, these are structures, and they're all falling apart, but when you really feel what you're going into, you have an honest respect and an honor to be there, because you know that this area, if you have any idea of the history, it's just amazing. So anyway, you go into it, and what had happened was I was in the car driving, and I was getting pinged because we were getting ready to do this awesome ceremony to bring in the ancient energies, to pull forward the ancients into the cosmic and back into the earth. And so we were cutting the cord, basically, of the third dimension. And I saw this in the images that Spirit was showing me during the ceremony. It was majorly big. I mean, we had toning and sound therapy and the things that were happening at that time. We were told exactly where to stand. It was absolutely amazing. But the point is that I was pinging in my body, a letting go of anything that was in my body that was a lower vibration or a stagnation that was in me that was not able to be a part of the alignment that we were coming into. So on the way to there, the body was pinging, and I felt a ping in my kidneys, I felt it in my adrenal glands, and I felt like, oh, God, what's that? And actually one of the gals said, can I drive? I said, no. And so, but it was amazing how it all worked out. But what happened was, in that ceremonial aspect, my soul became more alive in my physical, and as I walked out to do the ceremony from the eyes of Spirit, I acted like I didn't even have a physical body, even though I did. See? And so what we're coming into is that particular time where we're more cognizant of being more than we are. I guess that's my point, is we're going to be more cognizant within ourselves to know that we're more than we are, and we're going to rise above the mundane of what we've had in the third dimension, and nothing will be the same again, because we are allowing ourselves to move forward, and it feels good.
Yes, it does. And some people call that moving into our multidimensional aspects. And what would you say to the people who are, I know there are many light workers and indigos and the rest, people that have been, here working with this planetary energy for a long time, and they're tired, and many people just want to leave.
Oh, that's happening a lot.
Now, would you, if we're here embodied, then it seems that we came in to anchor the higher energies and to help integrate and raise the vibration for all. Maybe some of us are here to do that.
Right.
And now, some will be leaving. When do you see these things actually shifting for all of us in unison?
Well, it's always going to be, as long as we're in a physical body, and we all have different levels. In my Father's house there are many mansions. We all have different levels of shifting, and we all have different levels of what we want to do with ourselves. We have free will. But here's the deal. We don't have to leave the body to be free.
Right.
We don't have to leave to be free, but we don't know how to stay and not be free yet. See, we're still in the process of learning. We still have a few years to really embellish what we have been given now. And so what we need to do is stick together and learn from each other and learn through our hearts, learn through how we feel. Give yourself permission to be present. I guess that's the biggest part is, I would say, if you're really going to learn how to do this for your freedom self, you want to know from your heart that you've got to give yourself permission. You must allow yourself to be free within yourself and not take on so much responsibility for everybody else.
Right.
In the past days, we have always felt, because of our, quote, Christian upbringing or any other kind of religious upbringing, we had been taught that everyone else comes before us.
Yep.
And that's because we didn't want to go into ego and we were controlled. But the truth is that if you don't love yourself, then what are you doing? You're going to run on deficit, and it's not going to make any sense. Then you're going to be a tired light worker. You've got to start with yourself first. Give yourself the time you need to give yourself the love that you deserve. And it doesn't mean coming from somebody else. That's codependent. You want to make sure that you realize within yourself, you make that choice. Like for me, for example, I read a good book, or I'll take a good hot bath, or I'll walk my dog and laugh my ass off talking to spirit. I'll do something, or I'll look at the sun and say, hey, are you coming for me? I play. I have a good time. I laugh with spirit. The world is our oyster. We can use it that way.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And we're still present doing it. And you know what? Spirit has a sense of humor.
Yes, indeed.
Please laugh. I quoted Facebook today, and I said, life is too important to take so seriously.
Exactly.
We're going to go into Buddhitude here.
Buddhitude, I love it. Well, we're going to go into overtime if we don't segue out of the show now.
Oh, okay.
It's 7:58, and this hour has flown by on
it has.
angelic wings. And Mona, you are just absolutely magnificent. I just can't thank you enough for being on the show, and I want you to come back really soon, like very soon, and talk some more about this stuff, because there's a lot here to share.
Thank you,
Lance.
You
have so much to give, and before we go, would you just mention again your website before the show ends?
Okay. All righty, honey. Thank you. My website is www.sacredreconnections.com.
Wonderful.
All one word.
Wonderful. And I just want to thank you for being on tonight, and also mention that the next show, which is James Gilliland's show, he's having one of my new friends, Anelia Benz, will be on.
Oh, wonderful.
And she's always wonderful, and she is definitely worth listening to. So, folks, we're all in this together, and so let's celebrate and have fun and laugh.
Yeah, talk about segueing into the next adventure.
There we go. Mona, come back soon and send me a copy of that book, will you? And we'll talk about that on the air. Thank you, Lance. I'll have that out in a couple of months. I love you, and thank you a lot for having me on. All righty. Okay, bye-bye.